You look great!
I feel great. Okay. Who wants to know what? I know everything.
She has a bit of an accent to
I
her.
don't tell everything. But I'll make it so interesting you won't care. Does everybody come and sit behind this table?
Yeah.
Get a man to move the world for you. All right. Oh, that's so much better. You look so gorgeous. Thank you for pleasing my eyes. My eyeballs feel good. Looking at you. I can't believe I'm in Vancouver. Thank you. Thank you. They said we have a place for you to go. And I said, oh, I don't want to go on another thing. Where is it? And they said Vancouver. I said, I'm on my way. I've been coming to Vancouver since 20 years. And, I love it. I love it. I still love you, and I'm just delighted that you don't mind that I'm here. What can I answer for you? What can I tell you? I have been doing so many things and being so happy with what I'm doing. And, well, that's not exactly true. I don't do it unless it makes me happy. So whatever I do, go to bed, it makes me very happy. Get up to a bright sunshine. I even like to get up when it rains, because then you can turn around and go back to sleep. Oh, I see you know what I mean. I think I'd just like to know what you want to know. There's a microphone there, but at any time I point to you, and if you stand up and shout it out, you won't even have to go to the microphone. Yes?
Okay. From the first season of Star Trek to the 6th movie, how do you think Uhura grew and developed as a character?
What did he say? Say again, shout it. I couldn't hear it.
How do you think Uhura grew as a character through the television series and in the movies?
How did I develop her?
Yeah.
I asked her what she wanted me to say. And somehow it comes out with her voice. My voice, but she's talking. Make sense? You're crazy. Anybody, tell me. Now, what was it you wanted to know again?
Oh, how do you think Uhura grew as a character through the television series?
What did he say?
How did Uhura grow as a character?
Oh, how did she grow as a character? Well, she's a character, you know. And I gave her some ideas, and she went with whatever she wanted to do. She read the script and said, That is all there is to me. And she, you know, sometimes in the middle of the night, she goes, and also, and so I just listen to her. I like her. The more I listen to created by. Yes.
Hi. First of all, thank you for you coming to Vancouver. It's not always Toronto.
I can't understand a word anybody's saying on that microphone.
Thanks just thanks for you coming to Vancouver instead of Toronto. There's more people going to Toronto than every year in fanfare or whatever. So first things is this new Star Trek coming in the summer. What's your expectation? What do you feel is good for this kind of thing continue?
I should have just answered his first question like I knew what he said.
How do you feel about the new movies?
Oh.
What's your expectation he's asking for the new Star Trek movie coming out?
I haven't, is it out?
It's coming this summer.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know.
It's continue from the last one that
I know
entered the dark side.
everyone who has anything to do with making the films, the Star Trek films, love the show to begin with. I mean,
So
they
you
love
like to continue the
so they
traditions.
They give it their all. So I know that I'm looking forward to it, and I know that it's going to be worthwhile. Or I'll go and shoot producing. On your behalf.
What do you do right now? What do you do? You writing books or?
Are you going to stay on that microphone?
That's my last question.
Okay.
You selling or you writing books now? Or?
Are you writing books?
Oh, I'm always writing books. I don't always put them out, but I'm always writing in my sleep.
Not in front of camera anymore, right? Not in front of camera anymore, right?
Thank you very much.
Clearly people haven't been having awesome luck with this mic.
Do you want me to just come up there and ask?
Yeah, just shout it out. Just right there.
So many of your co-cast members have, in past years, been sort of distancing themselves from the roles that they played because they're so recognizable as their characters. What has it been like for you being instantly recognizable as an iconic character?
I think anybody who distances themselves from a character that's worthy of someone coming up and talking to you about, I think it's a shame. You know? Because it takes time and energy to care about something that's, you know, just outside of your immediate problems, and something that that entertains you and that you wish to talk about, and it's something that I'm in. I am just so honored. I'm so honored. It means that something I did is worthy of your time and energy, and that's the only reason we do it. You know, and we don't make films just to take and put in and watch them ourselves. God, aren't I wonderful? Did you see me in that? Yes, I did. You were just great. Now, you could have done that. No. Oh, you know what I'm saying. I'm just delighted when somebody, and especially if they really get what I'm saying, you know, or saw beneath what it is, and give me a feeling of appreciation for the effort, you know, that's cool. That's cool. And this role that has been with me for years is well, I guess you can feel that it's my favorite, you know, but she stays with me, and I love that, and in that she stays with me, then I'm always with you, and you're always with me. There's no room for anything else.
Yeah,
there.
no problem. Could you tell us about your experience with Martin Luther King?
Oh, MLK, yes. My experiences with Dr. Martin Luther King, I was a dedicated fan of the King philosophy, if you want to say fan. But I believe very, very much in what he was doing, and a devout follower, and very proud. And once I was with an audience of people and was talking about something that I believed in, and that was, you know, and said, well, I really don't, I was arguing a point that I didn't agree with, and I said, so I'm not sure that I'm following it anymore, and a voice said, oh, don't give up on it. And I'm thinking, what does he know? Oh, Dr. King? Thank you very much. It was Dr. Martin Luther King. And I was talking all on, and I said, of course, I'm not sure that makes any sense, or that. And this voice goes, it makes all the sense in the world, Dr. King, you know. And that's how I got to meet Dr. Martin Luther King. He was actually in the audience. And I think I was talking about leaving Star Trek or something like that. And something came out like over my dead body or something like that. But imagine something like that happening, and the person that's disagreeing with you, that you're ready to really tell it, turns out to be Dr. Martin Luther King. It's, but that's how I met him, and subsequently his family. And he followed me. I was going to leave Star Trek, that was what it was. And I got to know him, and every few months I'd get this call from him. I see you stayed, that's a wise choice. Don't even think about leaving. So he was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and they had a wonderful family. When I, this hometown, I was invited to the house, and they just became like family to me and for me, and accepted me as such, as long as I stayed in Star Trek. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking to the mic, that's what it's.
All right. What do you think of Zoe Saldana's take on Uhura, and is it a bit surreal for you seeing another person play
Get off the mic.
Is it a bit surreal for you seeing Zoe Saldana play Uhura now, like the character you created?
Zoe Saldana? What does she do? I met her, as a matter of fact, she made an effort to come to meet me, and I already knew of her work. I was doing a Star Trek, anyway, it was on a set. And she came to me, said, I've been wanting to meet you because, and I said, yeah, I know you're doing that. She's wonderful. Not only does she make a really wonderful new Uhura, she brought much of herself into it, as opposed to copying that woman who did the original one. But she when she met me, she says, I'm so nervous. And I said, you think you're nervous? I'm nervous. You're doing my role. So we sat and we talked for the longest time, and we became good friends, and I'm really proud of the work that she did. And she's really a very, very fine, not only a fine actress, but a fine human being. So Uhura's in good hands. Yes.
When you found out that you and William Shatner were going to share a kiss on TV, how did you feel about that? Were you anxious or nervous at all? Yes.
I thought they were kidding. I knew it was the first interracial kiss if it ever got on television, you know, on television. And so I didn't get excited about it because I knew it was never going to happen. It happened. And you have no idea. All the, not all of them, but some main big shots from New York, which is where they're from, not in Hollywood, and everybody in Hollywood, that set was packed with people, upper echelon people are going, they're gonna do what? It's never gonna happen, it's never been on television. You know, they'll never let it go on. And so they came in and we did and I noticed that there were more people standing around, and it started out with nobody there but the camera and the director and the, you know, me and the actor, and who did I kiss? and my kissy. and they all came to see it being filmed. And there were those who came to see it filmed who had the power to keep it off. And so the director was determined to get it really done well. So we did it and we kissed, you know. And Bill Shatner turned and said, well, we have to do one more. Oh, they waited until they put us at the end of this week on a Friday at 6 o'clock when I'm usually going home. And there we're doing this and we do it. Well, this was a short scene, so I thought, we'll do it and we'll get it over with and I'll be gone. An hour and a half later, I said, wasn't that okay? Yeah, it was. I was just thinking that we could get it just. I said, okay. So you didn't get to see this, but I whispered into the. Who did that kiss? Leonard. I mean, Mr. Spock. I mean, she did. And I whispered in ears, and he says, they'll never stand for it. And I said, I know. He says, okay, let's do it. So at first, we were just supposed to like almost kiss and then go in. We did this one, because it was getting late. We did this one where he took me and he kissed me and he pulled me over like The camera was shaking. Everybody was laughing because all the hot shots had come down, because there's never been an interracial kiss on television and it'll never get done and we can't do them. And you have no idea how much stupidness was going on. I said, listen, my grandfather and my grandmother kissed better than this. and he looked like you and she looked like me. And they said, they were an interracial couple. I said, how do you think I got to be looking like this? and so they said, really? I mean, who do they think we are? We're people. Not interracial people, we're people. So they said, okay, we'll do it and we'll see how it goes. They got more fan mail than they had for all of the episodes that we had done before and since. And 99% of it was positive. What they got done was when we went to do the kiss, we just went ahead and did the kiss, and they said, we think, you know, Nichelle, you should kind of resist because, you know, and I said, okay. They got mail like you cannot believe. The only dissenting one was one that wrote and said they had one important adverse reaction to it. When they kissed, and they finally kissed, how come they fought it? This guy says, if I had a gal in my arms that looked like Lieutenant Uhura, I wouldn't fight it. No matter what you think. So that's how it happened, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Everybody else did too. And then after that, everybody was kissing on the Asian. Let's get an Asian. Let's get this. We changed the face of television in more ways than one. Gee, Roddenberry. It's just not too believe. Question.
I've always loved your voice, and I love the scenes where they let you sing in movies. Do you still sing? I don't care if it's in the shower, do you still sing? Because you have such a beautiful voice.
Well, I put him up to it. No, thank you. Yes.
I am aspiring to be an author, and I was wondering. I'm aspiring to be an author, and I was wondering what kind of advice do you have for beginner authors or beginner actresses, like when they're going through that hard time of just trying to.
Right. Right and right and right. Did you hear the question? Yeah. She's a writer. And what advice do you have about whether, don't stop. Put it everywhere. Have belief and faith in yourself, and somebody out there is going to say, damn, that's good. Okay? That's how writers get published. Okay. Hello. Send me something.
I'll try.
All right.
Lieutenant Uhura empowered my generation growing up in the late 60s and the early 70s. So how does it feel that there's a whole new generation now that are being empowered by you and your character? How does that, do you feel like it's a responsibility?
It's a responsibility because every time I get told that, I go, huh? but I feel so honored because whatever you do, you know, if you make pumpkin pies and people say, you make pumpkin pies and you taste, I'll take 3. You know, whatever you do that you do well or as well as you hope for it to be, and it's then is accepted, you know, and much less they pay you. It's an honor, and especially if the script is good and the characters are good, and as Gene Roddenberry gave us, I mean, come on. You know, that's why we're here. You know, that's why we're here, to celebrate it, and I never forget that. You know, it's not me. It's you're as good as the script, and the scripts were so wonderful, and I thank him so to this day, because I was at one point said, you know, if you want to undo my role, you know, because it was kind of like the first time a woman was in a position of power, and she was black. I mean, colored. It seems silly as hell now, doesn't it? Yes, sir.
Well, I just had to ask, did they let you keep the most famous little black... I gotta ask, did they let you keep the most famous little red dress in history?
No. But one is in my closet. Yes, and that's the truth.
First, I just want to say that you are absolutely amazing and such a huge inspiration to women everywhere. And I wanted to know what you thought of the relationship that they added between Uhura and Spock in the new recreation of the whole series.
Where he got to kiss Spock. He can kiss. It was great. We all thought there was such a commotion. Oh, you're forgiven. There was such an anticipation and commotion when it happened, and Gene Roddenberry insisted that it was going to take place and that they were going to have to cut it and so forth, and everybody was so nervous, and they do a showing of it before it ever gets on the screen, you know, after in their own private screening room. So they all went there, and they were looking around for me. I came last and sat in the back because I wanted to, you know, however it went, to see and then not see me see. And it came on, and these were people not just in the show, that usually that's all that comes to those that afternoon showing of what happened yesterday, you know. The place was, and it's just usually the producer, the director, the actors, a couple of other people like that. So the place was packed. They had to show it twice that afternoon because everybody at the studio wanted to come and see it. And when it was, because of course they had the most important people on the studio who were there to see the first one, and they were all, some had said, it'll never work, you know, you're never going to get it on. At the end of the scene, everybody went bananas, and I was blasé about the whole thing. I kept telling everybody it's going to be okay, and my grandma and grandpa did it. They didn't get it either. Okay. Okay. 5 minutes. You get 1, you get 2, you get 3. Well, that's 4. I'll take the other minute. Yes.
It's so thrilling to meet you. In 1976, I met Leonard, and this is beyond exciting. We talked a little bit about the legacy, both as a woman and as an African-American woman. Do you ever just want to break out of it and be a really bad villain?
Actually, that's what I do. I'm a really bad villain.
My heroes a little bit, but that just didn't get to develop.
Yes, I would really love to do a really biscuit of a character. I would too. Thank you. Yes.
When did you realize you wanted to be an actress? Like, was there a whole bunch of people that told you, like, oh, that's never going to happen?
I was born. My parents told me that when I was born, I looked around, and I didn't cry. You know, like the baby comes out, and they cry. They said I came up, and they gave to my mother. And I looked at my mother, and I looked at my father, and my daddy was holding up and said, I looked at everybody, whoever was in the room, and I said, ah! And they said, I did it on key. That's the truth, though. They told me. So I guess I knew what I was going to do. I knew what I was going to be from the time I was born. I think before I was born, I said, wait until they see this act when I come out. I don't want to move it off. Well, did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just thought that would be amazing to meet you. And I was just wondering if you contacted any of the old cast would do it.
There is no old cast. We're family. I call and call them out, and they call me and tell me what they think of me. or anybody else. No, we stay in touch. We're really cool together. We like each other. That makes it cool. Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering, what were the kind of troubles that you had to face while you were on set, and how did you overcome them? What kind of troubles did you have on the set while you were doing Star Trek, and how did you overcome those?
Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
The question is valid, and those things happened, but it was the other way around. They had to overcome me. once again. Thank you for still loving me, those of you who do. And those of you who don't, write me a letter.